What's up guys? Hey, welcome back to another video. Now there is some interesting changes that they have made to the patch notes here the day before the patch is supposed to go live. Now there's a whole bunch of stuff here regarding trinket changes just in general in the raid and all kinds of stuff like from different dungeons. But this is pretty interesting. So the PvP gladiator trinket is actually getting a buff. The amount of health that this is going to reward you is actually going up by a pretty significant margin. It's about 10-11%, something like that. So this is oddly valuable for Demonology Warlocks currently, with demonic consumption being so good and the fact that so many people are using this in PvE because of the burst that it does give us on demonic consumption. So I wanted to do a little bit of math to kind of try and figure out the value that this is increasing. But currently right now, if you have the 226 trinket, this is giving a 15,600 increase to your health pool. It's going up to 17,214. That's about 1,600 and change bonus health. So it's increasing the health bonus of this by about 10%. We can just say 10% so that the numbers are easier. I actually did a numbers comparison between demonic consumption. I'll put the clips here in the background, but we took demonic consumption basically with the trinket, this current trinket on live, and without. And the difference of I did the same amount of demons that I summoned during the thing, so there was no variance in like quantity of demons or anything like that. It was 1 Grimoire Felguard, 1 Vile Fiend, 1 Called Dreadstalkers, and 1 Hand of Gul'dan. That was it. So just with that, we had either a demonic consumption value of 3,000 based on the buff, or without the HP trinket, it was 2,300 and change. The variance there was 643 bonus damage for using the health trinket. Now keep in mind, this is a damage amp per demon fire cast from our tyrant, so it's each individual bolt. So things like haste are greatly going to increase the value of this, like aka bloodlust, things like critting, all that fun stuff. So just keep that in mind, that this is like the bare bones, and any other kind of additives that you would have on top of this is going to multiply the value of this significantly. Now, what we basically did is the variance on the HP trinkets, like I had mentioned, is about 10%, 1,614 health that you're going to be gaining for this trinket, assuming you have the 226 eye level one. This is still going to go through, it looks like, the same ballpark percentage for the lower eye level one if you're not that high of PvP rating. So this is going to be equally as valuable to you, even if you're only 1,400 or 1,600 rating. Now, what that equated to when I did the demonic consumption math is that we're getting 0.04 damage per health bonus, like per individual health, on our demonic consumption. So what this means is that with this change going through on the new trinket, I should basically be getting a free 67 bonus damage on my demonic consumption. That's with this specific setup where I only summoned 1 Felguard, 1 Grimoire Felguard, Vile Fiend, Dogs, and Hand of Gul'dan. Keep in mind that you're actually going to be gaining more value the more minions that you summon from this, right? Because you're amping all your minions. So if you're able to pull off 2 Hand of Gul'dans, you're going to be gaining even more value from this. This might seem like this is a pretty relatively small buff, but we are, I believe, the only class that scales from a DPS perspective off of this health trinket currently with demonic consumption. So this is actually a pretty significant DPS gain for us, because this is just free on top of all the other changes that are going through, and we're the only class that's going to benefit offensively from this change, given the way that demonic consumption currently interacts. So I anticipate this to be in the ballpark of increasing our demonic consumption value by 50 to 100 damage per actual demon fire cast. So pretty interesting stuff. We'll have to see and test this on live to see the actual ramifications of this and how much it actually is amping our damage by. But I mean, to put it in perspective here, my pet was like sitting here auto attacking while I was kind of AFK for a while, but this is without the trinket. My demon fire over the course of its my tyrant did 53,000 and change damage, and with the trinket it did 65k damage. So the trinket by itself is affecting the damage of this by 10% plus. Obviously, crits are going to play into that, and it's kind of hard to pick an exact number, but 10% or so plus, and we're now going to be amplifying that variance even more so. So I think it's going to be pretty hard to justify not using the PvP trinket, as it is pretty noticeably impacting the damage of our demon fires in general, and it's going to be even more so now going into this. I anticipate this probably is going to be like an overall DPS gain. I would guess around 2% or so if I had to guess, because the other thing you have to understand is that you're going to have things like Bloodlust that are catering to, you know, amplifying this as well. Things like your flask, all kinds of stuff like that is all going to play into this, and getting a straight value like 70 increased damage, and you have things like Bloodlust, or if you're able to get, you know, PIs and things like that, and getting 1 or 2 more casts off, you're gaining a ton of extra value from that. So that's a lot of free extra damage that we're getting over the course of a given fight. So pretty significant. HP trinket being buffed by about 10%, and is arguably our best, or one of our best offensive trinkets when it comes to demonic consumption burst. So I just wanted to make that video kind of breaking that down. Keep an eye out for that, guys. If you guys do not have the PvP, the emblem, the HP trinket, I recommend you start getting a little bit of honor saved up, even if you're getting the basic one, because I think this is going to be very impactful when it comes to PvE for Demonology Warlocks. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Hopefully this is helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below, and I hope you are excited as I am for the patch to go live tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.